my headphones in. Pathetic.
Pathetic. God damn, I got that stuck in my head.
Yep, I'm listening to it right now. How could you, Emmanuel?
Who
Well,
was the one
Whoa.
that initially added it to the engine?
You are
Me.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. When it comes to music, it's mostly always Emmanuel.
yeah, because ever since you made that system, like, I want to add songs.
I want to
What
add
song?
10 million songs without permission.
And they may be copyrighted, but fuck you.
And from other projects, but
They're good songs. I can't help it. I think I have a problem.
That will need to be removed later.
they are removed.
Yeah, they are removed.
Yeah. I mean, we can always, like, ask.
I'm getting 60 frames now all of a sudden. And this is weird.
And what?
I can actually see the debug stuff for brief moments.
What is this sorcery?
Wait. Raggy.
Raggy.
Where are they, Raggy?
Where are they, Raggy?
Like Scoob, I don't know.
No, man. Damn. I love the sound effect of when you have the character at like max speed and you can just hear the footstep sounds.
The little tipper taps.
Yes. Unreal does not understand.
It never understands.
Unreal could never understand.
My pain, my suffering, my chaos with rules.
I love it how the legs go through the dress.
What?
He's messing around with honey.
What?
Yeah.
Honey Tic Tac.
You understand there's multiple definitions of messing around, right?
You know we're live, right?
My point still remains. What?
Alrighty. Okie dokie.
Oh boy.
Okie dokie.
Every time I hear that, I keep thinking of that one episode of. Have you heard of the show My Gym Partner's a Monkey?
Yeah. I've never watched it because I
Oh.
thought it was dumb, but I know what it is.
Oh, never mind. I guess I kind of like the show, but I was a bit younger than you, so that's my excuse.
Wow, too young.
Too young to care.
Alrighty, so what should we go over first?
Hmm. What do you think is cool?
Everything.
Alright, project's done. That's it. Let's go on. Everything.
We're done. We've come to make an announcement. We're done.
We're done. Just it's over. No more Infinity Plus. Cancelled.
So, you failed. Down, 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 down.
We've not done a whole lot in terms of like visual work. Most of the things that we've done are like bugs and patches to things to get ready for Sage.
Yeah, that's what a lot of it is. I mean, we do have the tutorial room.
We do. I'm not gonna
what
show up
else?
the tutorial room though, because people will be able to see it for themselves.
Oh, how dare you?
I mean, I'll show its entrance and probably like the very first spot, but I'm not gonna go through it.
I'm gonna think of everything. We have a lot more. We have visual updates for the for a lot of the wisps, and some fixes. What else? A lot of the wisps.
Yeah, we have hitboxes for the wisp, or some of the wisps now.
Yeah. Well, the most relevant wisp for now. What else? We have more enemies that can shoot, which we can show off.
Yeah, I don't think we even showed off the enemies that can shoot. That is the thing we can show off.
Yeah. Also the spin slide, but I think we showed that off 2 weeks ago too. So
Yeah,
I think we're good.
Show off the new particles for the mock state.
The supersonic particles.
We showed that off last time, but I mean we can show it off again.
Sure, I think we just showed that off on Twitter.
No,
On Twitter.com.
Pretty sure we showed it off here. Alright, well, let's probably start with an easy one to do. Let's go with the wisps. Oh, one tiny little difference. This is like a really, really tiny little visual update. The little prisms here actually rotate whenever you hit them with the laser now.
But that's the thing.
They go like faster when you hit them.
Oh, that's kind of cool actually.
Yeah, whenever you hit them with the laser, they'll like spin really fast and then like gradually slow back down.
Way past cool.
That was a tiny little change.
Yeah, I may add material for the laser that you spit out, but I don't think it's really necessary for stage. I may make it like a laser particle that actually shows like where you're going to go, but I don't think it's really necessary.
Not before Sage.
Yeah, I think I've done enough particle work.
We need, because we like all of the wisps in general just need particle work. Like all of them do. Oh yeah, there's more things about the Sage. Not the Sage, the wisps.
Oh yeah, you can show off the Purple Frenzy new interactions.
What do you mean? Just the damage?
Yeah, those tubes. The tubes.
Oh yeah, we do have the little tubes here. These come straight out of Sonic Colors.
Ink and go nom nom nom. And Purple Frenzy looks so much better now too. Like Reese did a really job with the animations. I know he keeps saying it's only just one animation, but
it is just.
It looks. But it looks so good. Like it looks so fluid. I like it.
They also exist in work with Void. He kind of just slurps them up. They don't really shatter.
They don't need to.
You like.
You just consume.
You consume them.
Just consume.
Consume Pradosec.
Consume Pradosec.
Consume Pradosec.
Sorry, guys.
We are intelligent, I swear. So a neat little thing that we have. Oh, thank you for that follow. I can't see who it was just yet, but.
Oh
Luke
god.
Or Store Mistress. Sorry. Thank you for the follow. Oh, the damage component with burst. I mean, actually, a lot of the wisps have damage components now that we can show off.
Yeah, I added most of the wisps to the room except for burst and cube.
Yeah. Burst now has both dynamic hitbox sizes as well as damage. Like if I just tap it, he's going to do a little bit of damage. But if I start charging it, he's going to do more damage.
In a larger radius.
Yep, and in a larger radius.
Yeah, we're going to have that. We should probably look. I may try to look into making a particle before stage. It shouldn't be too hard, just an explosion.
Yeah, just a little thing.
Technically, it needs to be some sort of giant ring that like shrinks towards burst, and then when you let go, and then it does the explosion. That's technically what it's meant to
We
look
could
like.
just take the current like fire shield ring and just mess around with that.
Could do.
Burst is very powerful.
Yeah.
Burst OP, please nerf next patch.
It's also short.
Yeah, it's a very short-lived wisp.
Yeah.
That can output a lot of damage. So,
Yeah. Wisps are kind of supposed to be overpowered when it comes to combat if they're geared for it.
okay, run over here one last time to show off Cube, because all the other wisps that we can show off are actually in that room.
Yep.
Just grab Cube real quick. Dang, Burst looks satisfying as heck to use. He is. Burst is one of my favorite wisps that we have designed.
Needs a few visual upgrades, but
there are some adjustments we do got to make to his physics, though. But we'll probably do that after stage.
yeah.
Cube is also a very powerful wisp.
Damn. I didn't realize Cube was that powerful.
Yeah, he's very powerful.
I like it how all of them keep sliding in a certain direction. I'm guessing
That's something I can work on. It's because they don't know where to go, technically.
Yeah, that's a bug with Cube.
It's a bug
It's literally a bug with any sort of like radius damage sort of
No,
thing.
like I'm talking about the fact that I got teleported back.
Oh.
I'm just gonna use my combat abilities here to platform. You know, not showing off anything.
God, I think it's too much, Fizz. You have to calm down.
I know. All right, so we've adjusted the sound, but it's probably still gonna be a bit loud. But Void is also a wisp that can consume enemies.
It looks a bit better when he gets bigger.
It does. I'm gonna cheat and extend the energy to show off.
I still think for Frenzy and Void, when you eat an enemy, it should like extend your time a bit, just so you can have more time with them. Just their growth-based abilities.
I was suggesting if a wisp drops like a white wisp, not a wisp. If an enemy drops like a white wisp as its drop type, it should be able to extend.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem with those enemies specifically, where after they're dead, they don't want to actually get destroyed. How's it going, Alden?
Yeah, I could probably change that. Actually,
you want the color particles for the wisps? I mean, it'd be nice.
Color particles, like the particle files from the Wii version or something.
Or do you mean the ones that we made?
Alden is asking in chat.
Yeah, he's saying you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice if they could somehow work it in Unreal.
I didn't hit it in time.
Well, particles.
Oh, you can show off the purple frenzy now.
Yeah. I didn't hit it in time, but the larger Void gets, the more damage it actually does.
Yeah.
Like over time, like I think it does the same amount of damage each tick, but it'll do essentially more ticks.
Yeah, it'll do more frequently.
Yeah. And the nice thing about both Frenzy and Void is it's set up dynamically so that the health pool of the enemy that you eat can play a role in how fast they grow. So the more health an enemy has whenever you consume them, the faster both Void and Frenzy will grow.
The damage.
So I ate a bunch of enemies there that had like a lot of health, but if I came down here and ate these enemies that have no health, I can just continually chomp away at them, but I'm not going to grow very quickly at all.
Something else as well, by the way, Fizz, just a minor thing. Aladdin needs like the contributor role because they had contributed stuff before.
Yeah,
Forgot to mention.
I can get that to them.
That's easy enough.
Frenzy.
But yeah,
I can easily rip the textures and particle models from there. I mean, we have all the Wisp models. All these Wisp models are...
No, well, like, we've got the Wisp models, but texture, like, particle models we need, because I know
that'd
that
be nice.
too. that have the like I could imagine what you call it, lasers, like pixel effect is some sort of model and stuff. So if they can be ripped, it would be pretty neat. Also, like the you know, the trail that Pink Spikes leaves behind it.
Yeah.
Like that would definitely be like some like bits of model and stuff.
Pink Spike is one we're definitely gonna have to make sure we go back and really work at after Sage, because
he's a bit.
Still, I saw it being finicky there.
Yeah, he's still kind of finicky. Well, that's also because he doesn't like going up and around corners. We still haven't gotten that implemented.
Yeah, we haven't bothered coding that in, to be honest.
Yeah, he'll go around inverse corners like this. Like, he'll go around the inside of a corner, but he doesn't like going around the outside of a corner. That's the problem.
Yeah. I guess he could also show off the shooting enemies.
Oh, yeah. Egg pawns can shoot now. Choo. Choo.
And they'll aim up and down as well a bit. So if you were going up.
Yeah, and right now there are two different types of detection modes, radius and like vision cone sort of modes. Right now there's a small bug where if they use a radius detection mode, they will just try to shoot you through walls.
Yeah. You're like, I got him attracted here.
Oh, go into the 2D section, actually.
Oh, does he see me from there?
He should.
He does not.
Oh, maybe it's because I hit him one time and he got close enough.
Probably.
I can pretty much get anything from the games or mods. I would prefer to not rip anything from a mod because that's something someone else created and it's not an official thing. And I would rather not take their stuff. Because, you know, we don't have permission. I mean, yeah, technically we don't have permission to use these official models either, but, you know, Sega's not stopping us.
Yeah. Don't they, like, literally post fan games on their Twitter sometimes? Or talk about Sage?
Who?
Sega, like on their Twitter?
No, they don't. They acknowledge that we make fan games, but they don't post anything about them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they try to avoid acknowledging fan games as much as possible, because the less they acknowledge it, the less liable they become about it. Is the thing.
That makes sense.
But they know we're doing stuff. They just can't say anything about it, really.
Oh, I need a little particle and manual added. God damn it! I hit the spring, and I've also been flung way higher than I need to.
Dang it!
Wait, where is that particle? Where'd it go?
It should be on. Did
you mess it up?
I may have accidentally turned it off when I was messing with things.
Alright, well that's not what it's supposed to look at. Yeah, that's only like half of the particle. It's missing the other half for some reason.
Shoot, I can...
God, man, you're making me look dumb.
I guess I could show you how to turn it on really quickly, but let's not bother.
Alright. Well, we can turn it on afterward, but let's show off this other particle that we literally just added like 30 minutes ago. So we talked about the mock state last time, but we had to have a bunch of debug stuff to show it off. But here, just a few minutes ago, we got some more particles to show off how the mock state will actually function. So let's go ahead and get started. Did you turn off the other particles?
No, I didn't.
Then why are they not showing up? God damn it, Emmanuel.
Just blame Emmanuel.
He's the one that messed with it. There's supposed to be more particles. There's supposed to be dust particles that come off Sonic. It was literally working like 15 minutes ago until Emmanuel made another push. So...
It should be working. Like, I didn't turn that off. I'm pretty sure I didn't.
It'll be working by Sage. We'll get it fixed by Sage. But this little white particle here... essentially appears and gets more prominent the further up in the mock states you are. So you also probably can't hear it because I have the audio turned down, but every time you increase in a mock state, you'll hear a little whoosh sound. So whoosh, there's Mach 1, particle, Mach 2, more particle, and then Mach 3, a bigger particle. So these particles are supposed to signify the increasing Mach state system. So the bigger it is, obviously, the higher in the Mach states you are. So it's more so a visual indicator of what's going on for you. But how it's supposed to work is there are supposed to be like little dust particles that come off of you as you approach the next Mach state. Like once you have hit top speed long enough to begin moving on to the next Mach state, what will happen is a bunch of dust particles will fall off of you. And then once you jump to the next Mach state, the particles will dissipate and then build up once again next time you reach the next Mach state.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to work.
You can also do extra slide. I guess I should show you how to turn on those particles really quick.
Yes.
So
please.
go to the particle folder.
Near the
Niagara folder.
Near the Niagara folder.
All right.
Is it the windmill kick system here, or?
Yeah, let's do that one first. Double click on that. See that little timeline at the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
There's a checkbox to the left. You have to turn it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then for look up.
Supersonic.
I think it's called Mach. Literally just MACH. There it is. It's near the top. Top and to the right.
Oh, here we go. FX Mach. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up with shield pawns? We've not gotten the shield pawns together yet.
They won't be in Sage.
No, they won't be in Sage. That'll be in after
unfortunately.
Sage. Where is it?
That should be working.
Code.
Well, you can't see it because it spawned from Sonic's mesh.
The shield pawn is actually in right now. Like I've got that all set up. We just haven't got any of the enemies using it for now until we actually code shield interactions.
Yeah. Actually, Fizz, really quickly, can you go to the Sonic root mesh?
For Sonic?
Yeah.
I mean when you mean the root mesh, you just mean the
like the skeleton mesh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Type in Type in CPU in like the details panel.
Yeah, it allows CPU access.
I guess the last thing we could do, go to the master character and go to the Mach state thing.
Did you already have it open previously? It looks like you did.
Yeah. And respawn rate, Mach trail. Scroll down a bit. It should be working.
Oh, the attach point name?
No, that's fine. Like that's for the other Mach cones. The Mach trail is what governs that. Go all the way to the left again. Entry and debugging with the manual. See the Mach trail. That's the particle that you spawn in. And you're scroll down a bit.
Here or what do you mean scroll down?
Yeah, in the window. Sorry. That should all be working too. I guess the only thing left to do, there's a tab called Set Defaults. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs to your left. That one. That should be working. I guess go back to the particle really quickly. And should be on. In the middle of that like column you're looking in, there's something called initialized mesh reproduction sprite. Right there. User.skeleton mesh. I don't know why it's not working for you. I don't remember even changing it.
Alrighty, well, it's not working at the moment. It's supposed to be working, but it's not. But hopefully we'll get it working by Sage.
It's working on my build.
I'll more than likely just post it on I'll post it on Twitter next time I get the chance. But yeah, that's the windmill kick particle.
Yeah. You can also show up that little slide thing you can do now if you hold it down.
Yeah. do a windmill
Slide?
kick and you hold the crouch button while doing so, you'll land and do a little kick.
Oh. I didn't even know that. That's pretty neat.
I literally just added it.
I still didn't know about it, and that's pretty neat.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
I'm told nothing.
This will basically help keep you from, you know, landing, like, just barely missing an enemy, landing and then getting hit. That's what it's supposed to help you, like, prevent.
Yep. I guess we could show off the super particles.
Yeah. How's it going, Tiger? It's Tiger.
It is tiger time.
I see, Tiger.
Long time no see.
I just said long time see.
Long time see.
He's always here.
Okay, so they do work in general, at least.
The particles work. All of the particles we use have used a CPU, correct?
Yes.
Like they have to.
Well, not all of them, but the ones that like spawn on the skeletal mesh have to, because
Okay.
that's calculated via the CPU.
Oh, I just passed right through him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
You have to be like really precise with how you hit them.
I know what's going.
And why is it like that?
Don't add. I guess I could get rid of the Mach particle for Supersonic. He doesn't really need it since he does increase in Mach state.
No, it's fine because like it's already it's Mach 3 by default for Supersonic.
I guess so. I just some people might think it's distracting, but at that point, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I like our Supersonic. He's a little bright, but
That's just the post-processing.
Yeah.
The post-processing needs tweaking a bit, because I think the bloom that comes off of it is a bit too much.
Well, you can also show off his homing attack now. It's slightly different now.
his homing attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because all of the combat that we do is animation oriented. It becomes a problem for Supersonic because unlike every other character in the entire engine, Sonic is the only character who actually swaps his mesh whenever he turns into Supersonic. Which means that we would have to essentially retarget all the animations to Supersonic and such.
Yeah, and I decided just for now, at least, to bypass it by just making Supersonic for these attacks just hit people.
Yeah, so whenever you try to do home attacks and such with Supersonic, you kind of just, you instantly snap through them. And
Yeah, he does the normal homing attack if you want a comparison.
Yeah. He does a regular homing attack, and is his range also increased?
Yeah, that's something you put in.
I don't remember putting that in. Doesn't he multiplies all output damage by
3.
Yeah, by 3, right?
Except for like radial damage and stuff.
Ooh.
Also, I know why running into enemies sucks. It's because there's a delay when you interact with them, and that also affects supersonic damage stuff. So I have to fix that. Oops.
The color soaming trail. So yep, that's your Supersonic. Not much has really changed at all for him between updates, other than the fact that he has a slightly altered combat system, so we don't have to worry about the animations.
Yep.
There is one thing I wanted to look at, or not look at, but show real quick. Rings in the engine. One thing that a lot of people would always ask about with rings is like to increase their attraction whenever you boost, which is not something that we had really done before. That every single ring has an attraction radius, like whenever you get close enough, they'll automatically attract to you. But now they have a separate attraction radius for whenever you're boosting. So if I boost near ring, it'll automatically attract to me. And one thing that also helps is the fact that we've changed how the rings attract to you. Because if you probably noticed during this update 3 of Knuckles thing, a lot of the videos that people made on it, the rings would start to attract to them, but never actually catch up with them. But that's because the rings were always programmed to move slower than you for some reason. But we've changed it to now the rings will always move faster than you, so that way that happens a lot less frequently. It essentially,
you know, simple things.
It essentially takes your speed and multiplies it by like 1.3. So that way it will always move ever so slightly than what you're moving, which will prevent it from just trailing behind you forever.
Mm-hmm.
Should I do it?
You can give it a try.
Let's see.
It's been a while.
Let's see if we can do it. Let's see where he goes.
Egg pawn launch time. At least there's not as much stuff in the front now.
Ah, dang, he didn't get that far.
Part of several fun game modes.
Yep. We don't really have a whole lot to show off this time because a large majority of what we've been doing is bug fixes and prepping for Sage.
Yeah, there's no major additions been worked on really. And anything that has been added that's major is not probably gonna be in Sage, which is why we didn't show it off, like the shields.
Yeah. I know one thing you missed earlier, Tiger, is the fact that certain wisps have damage components now. So, like Red Burst now explodes. Both the damage and the radius in which it blows up is dynamic based on how long you've charged it.
We need to get the sound effects somehow from the DS.
Yeah, so that way it explodes.
That
I just realized that you have made
I tried giving them
Asteroid and Green Hover like 10 times more horrifying. You have made them like 10 times more horrifying. They are much
What do you
worse.
mean?
I tried giving them pupils, but it didn't work.
I missed it.
Look at it. Just go look at them.
Oh, what you call it?
Like they're like when you turn into them, or when you look at their.
No, when you look at their wisps in the capsule.
Yeah.
But there was something I was going to mention, and you completely made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, because I tried looking on like the sound resource or something, but the wisp sound effects from the
Oh Jesus!
from the Lost World aren't in. Like the sound resource doesn't have anything for the wisp sounds from Lost World. So somehow we're going to need to get our hands on those. And if we can, Red Burst is in it. No, he's in the DS version only, isn't he?
Yeah.
We'll get the DS version, the 3DS sound effects as well for Ivory Lightning, Great Quake, and.
Can we also use the Wisp-on sound effect for bursting from, you know, Sonic Forces?
This enemy will not die, Emmanuel. That is
I
a
didn't think
thing we need to
about that.
fix. These enemies do not want to die once they have ran out of health. I don't know why, but.
Multiplayer Infinity Plus. Later on, there's multiplayer in Infinity Plus. I've worked on it and I've got it. I've got it like 30% functioning.
Reese, don't tease them.
I'm not teasing them. I'm just saying. Like,
There he goes.
That one specific enemy, those egg hawks, constantly make noise whenever you hit them, even after they're dead. It's really annoying. Only the egg hawks do this.
Yeah.
Egg hawk?
Gun hawks.
Gun hawks, whatever.
We're gonna remove them. By the way.
Yeah, we are gonna remove them. It's still annoying.
They're a bit buggy.
What? Yeah.
They're not gonna be there for Sage.
Yeah, the reason why is because we're not actually entirely sure if the model we got for them is like something we can use. So we're going to look more into that before we actually try to add them in.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, those sound effects for the wisps would be nice to have. But
you get around to figuring out a way to get them. I don't know if people can rip from the DS. Well, technically, people can rip if they've got the Red Burst model.
yeah. Alright, well, I don't really think there's all that much more we can show off, just because, again, we've not really done a whole lot.
Yeah, we've just been super lazy. We just haven't been working on the project at all. I'm sorry, guys. Not really.
I mean, I've been playing Halo quite a bit recently.
Yeah, Reese is going to get fired, actually.
And then while playing Halo, I got inspired by some game modes to make game modes in Infinity Plus, which one of them worked kind of fun.
Silver, not really a whole lot has changed for Silver between the last time we showed him off. I mean, I could swap to him and...
I was about to say, you could still just swap to him, though.
Say what?
I was just saying, you could still just swap to him, though, to run around with him for a bit.
So this here's the beginning of the combat area. I'm not going to go through all of it, but here's like a little training section you can go through. It'll teach you how to do these moves.
Basically, you just stop giving friends a bit.
So, there's more of it further on as you go, as a little training area. To teach you how to do the new combat moves, and it'll pop back out over here whenever you're finished. But that stuff will be left for Sage. One other thing, real quick, before I move on to the next thing. I know we've shown off these here before, but there's the super rings. For our Sage demo, what we're going to end up doing is, for the demo that we're going to be uploading to the Sage website, that demo is only going to contain this debug room. Because if we wanted to add both the debug room and the new Seagate level, the file would just be way too big. It won't fit onto the Sage website. So we're gonna have to do two demos. One uploaded to the Sage website will only consist of this level, and the other one, which we'll be uploading to GameJolt, which will be linked on our page, will contain both this level and the Seagate level. So if you want the full version of the demo, you'd have to go to GameJolt, simply because we don't have the space to upload it all onto one website, unfortunately. And because Sage got so many submissions, you literally have to have a demo uploaded onto their site to get accepted. It used to not to. Last minute they changed it. You're like, oh, you have to have a demo on your site to get accepted. Or on the site to get accepted, which is okay, I guess. There is going to be one major difference between these two. Obviously, besides the fact that the debug room, despite the fact, you know what I'm trying to say. Besides the fact that the new Seagate level is going to be in the other demo, one other major difference is the fact that the one that we're uploading to the Sage website is going to have super rings hidden all over the level. Here's one right here. This is the only one I'm going to show you, but there are super rings hidden all over this map. There's also Chaos Emeralds hidden on the map too, but we have them collected for the purpose of this dev stream. We're going to have them uncollected that you have to collect for yourself. On the demo that you can get from GameJolt, all the super rings spread throughout this map will not actually be here. The only one that will be here is probably that super ring here. This is going to be the only super ring. I'm tempted to use the Wisp as gimmicks and levels. Drill coming anytime soon. And Drill's already in. Drill's already a thing. Like he works.
It does the thing.
He drills. He works like he did in Forces.
The whole like digging underground bit though in 2D is not been worked on yet. The Wisps in 2D need working on because they don't work in 2D yet.
No, really none of the Wisps work in 2D.
Technically Void does.
Yeah.
I did try Void, but that's super easy.
Yeah, Void and some Wisps will be super easy to do, but they'll be easily done with the collision switch. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but alright. But yeah, the there will be a difference between the two demos. Simply just because we can't get it all into one demo, unfortunately. So, if you want to see everything, I would suggest going and getting the demo from Game Jolt. That's what I would suggest doing. But obviously, the one on Game Jolt is larger and probably will take longer to download and take up more space. So if you just don't want to do that, that's fine too. I don't know why I went there. I needed to go to the Vital BP, the instance. Oh yeah, here's one other thing we can show off. One thing that every single time we show off combat, we always did it with Sonic, and there's a reason behind that. Say what?
Blaze got a new jump particle.
Yeah, Blaze has a jump particle here.
And she's got a different rolling state.
Yeah, whenever she rolls, she pirouettes instead.
So she's a bit more unique in animation department than Sonic.
But the reason why we only showed off combat for Sonic was because it's all animation dependent, which means that we had to retarget all the animations to these new characters, and we just didn't get around to doing so. But now all of the other speed characters have the proper combat animations. So they don't have this particle here, or the windmill particle, which is weird, but
That said with fire.
all of the other speed characters, such as Shadow, Metal Sonic, and Blaze, can now do all the extra combat moves that Sonic could do.
Actually Blaze this time.
Yep, it is actually Blaze. Blaze was a bitch and a half to get working, because she just kept having problems with things.
That's how it be sometimes.
It was very difficult getting Blaze to want to work, but which is why I pulled up Blaze, because I want to enjoy the work, because she's been a bitch to work with.
Yep.
Fuck, I didn't make it.
Oh, didn't make it.
They don't have
There
the
is
windmill kick particle, which is a little confusing, but...
I didn't add it to her animation. I was just messing with Sonic's.
Oh, you have to add it to the actual animation itself, okay.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't be difficult to do then.
Nope.
Oh. Some of the particle colors are a bit messed up, but
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to really address that for Sage. It'll be more something after Sage with a full release. Because we've got some other little things that we need to get around to doing first, maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of things we have to address that actually like affect gameplay. Okay, we don't want them just running around, you know.
Not much has really changed for Silver at all.
He's got his bar now.
Yeah, he's got his energy bar, which he's had for a long while. So, Silver's pretty much been the same as He has for a long while. We've not worked with him very frequently. Which, to be completely honest, probably means I would, like, don't be surprised if you play as Silver and he just has bugs everywhere. I would not be surprised. You should use a Jin's animations. All these animations actually come from 06.
Yeah, so now Silver actually has unique animations.
Yep.
Instead of just retargeted Sonic animations.
He still uses Sonic's. No, does he use Sonic's skeletal mesh?
No, the characters always use their own skeletal mesh. It's just
They could be retargeted.
Say what?
What?
What did you say, Reese?
I just literally said what Emmanuel just said.
Oh.
At the exact same time.
Okay. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I should have just shut up.
Yeah, man.
Shut up. He's asking me, not you.
So yeah, not much to show off with Silver. He is gonna get more attention after Sage, just not right now. Silver was a headache to get working, but that was to be expected.
Too bad.
No, he wasn't too bad. Like every time I hear people talk about adding Silver into like their 3D fan game, they always have like huge problems with things. They're like, "Oh, Silver is a huge mess to work with. Oh, he's super annoying. Like getting his psychokinesis to work is really difficult." And I didn't find it too difficult at all. There's a lot of intricate inner working parts involved with it, but for the most part,
Rouge and Omega, they're not planned.
no, Rouge and Omega are not going to be characters added to Infinity Plus. They have meshes, models, and animations in here, but they are not going to be playable.
Yeah, because I go wild every now and then.
Yeah, so
keep making characters.
Blame Reese for getting your hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say.
He'll just randomly import character models and meshes and stuff, and then just retarget animations or make new animations, despite the fact that we have no plans on making those characters.
Yep, because that's what I do when I'm bored. I just make characters and then dump the changes.
Good morning, Fizz. I just made every character ever playable. Yeah, that's what Reese does.
Yeah, I did. Fizz has woke up like several days, and there's just been a brand new character added, like Blaze.
Not annoying at all. I
Not
don't find
annoying.
that,
You like it.
I don't find that annoying or.
You think it's cool? Don't lie.
Listen, I just want.
Blaze.
Honestly, I don't care, Reese, as long as we get that fucking Egg Guardian in, you know?
Egg Guardian? What's an Egg Guardian?
Egg Hammer, I don't care.
You apparently do, because you want it in. Better learn its name.
Yeah,
Conflict of interest.
Tiger, you found out the internal politics of Sonic Infinity Plus. Fizz wants a dog slider.
Dong slider.
Reese wants Honey the cat as his waifu.
Emmanuel wants like 10 pounds of spaghetti.
I want 10 pounds of spaghetti. He got me.
I just want to add every character imaginable.
Every
That's what you
single
should've
character. I want to make Infinity Plus, but Reese wants to make Sonic
Infinity
Worlds
Plus
too.
Plus.
Yeah, it's just too.
I'll take that.
I don't ever go over here. But that's also
It's
like... There's a lot of stuff shoved into one tiny little room here.
Better add. You know, the funny thing is, Tiger, I did add Tangle in one day.
He did add a Tangle Mesh in one day. It didn't work very well, but...
The tail didn't work very well.
Right.
Whisper is, so far, the only character that we're planning on adding that we have yet to actually add.
And Mighty.
Mighty will be a plus pack character.
Okay.
We're not working on him for a long time. So, yep, there isn't really much of anything else to show off. We've not done a whole lot. Mainly just bug fixes and prepping for Sage.
Pick up stuff with Silver. Do it now.
Uncharted for grappling hook for Tangle. For Tangle, you mean Whisper?
Yeah, for Whisper.
Well, Tangle can stretch her
oh no,
tail out,
like
remember?
No, yeah, no, I'm getting confused because yeah, Tangle can stretch her tail out and that. Like we
Her
literally
pretend
said about
style
the other day.
tail.
But the other day we were saying like we could give Whisper the grappling hook thing as like a homing attack for her.
Other day, I've been saying that since last year.
Well, no, yeah, I'm just saying. When I say the other day, it means like any point in the past.
The other day, as in 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's just British lingo.
You know, World War II that happened like the other day. You know.
My frames drop whenever I go into the combat room.
Yeah, because there's a lot of enemies in here.
I go from like 60
probably
frames
a lot
down
of
to like
event ticks.
30 frames.
Oh god, that is a drop. Yeah, didn't you say, Emmanuel, some of the enemies are using event ticks now for certain actions?
Well, just for shooting, if you're detected.
Only if
I remember correctly.
There's probably something somewhere that is not very optimal. There's
not
denying. There's gotta be something somewhere in the enemies that are not optimal.
Somebody
I'm not denying that.
More event ticks. I'm telling you to stop making more event ticks.
I've not been making event ticks. I don't know what you're talking about.
Manual.
They're gated by being detected. I don't know what the problem is. So just don't get seen.
It's 3 a.m. All right, have a good night, Alden. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for seeing us, Alden.
Did you just say Alvin?
No, you said Alden.
Alden. I thought you said Alvin. Alvin.
Sort of a random question, but do you guys know how to like boost?
No.
It sounds like volume.
I tried. I tried doing that one time, but I fell over.
Oh.
It was painful.
That's why you don't boost in real life.
Exactly.
Yep. Don't boost in real life.
But what was? I was just. I remember what I was going to say, but then I was going on about the freaking Tangle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the model from Dash rigged. I added a few more subdivides here and there and cleaned up the model a little bit, threw it into Unreal, and from a distance, it looks really good. When you get really, 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 really close to the model, though, not so much. But I literally just threw that together in like 2 minutes and then dumped the changes afterwards. Because that's what I do.
We're hitting the 1 hour mark. We're at like 50 minutes. One last thing I did want to mention. This isn't really related to the project itself, but more so the project Discord. Today, well, right after stream, I'm gonna go take a shower. But right after the stream, I'm gonna go ahead and be opening up moderator applications for the server. That way, we can get some moderators in and actually get a moderation team going before Sage, because I suspect that Sage will probably bring another influx of new people coming in. Probably not as much as last year. Last year we got a lot of people come in, but I don't know if I'm going to be expecting as many this time. But
I mean, always dream.
Yeah, after the stream here, we're going to be opening up moderator applications for the server. That way, we can get some actual moderators to work on keeping things in check in the server. That way, I don't have to do it, because
I don't have to do it.
I think the less involved I get into things, the better, to be honest. Because that's just more things I have to worry about on top of the project and other things. Really small thing.
Really small?
Yeah, really small thing. The Infinity Plus Twitter has hit 400 followers.
I was going to say it got rated.
What?
How did a Twitter even get rated?
I don't know. I don't have a Twitter. Well, I do, but I don't use it.
Twitter page has now hit 400 followers, which is really, really cool. A lot of people are taking interest in keeping an eye on what it is that we're doing, which is really neat. I'm super grateful for that.
Knuckles hat. That's all. That's why we got the popularity. We added Knuckles hat, and then that was like one of our most liked posts.
I'm pretty sure it is still one of our most liked posts ever, not including like retweets of more posts or like with more likes. Knuckles hat is probably our most liked individual post.
I wonder if you guys see like check.
It is. 47 likes is how much
47
it's had.
likes now. Damn. How many retweets?
I literally just tabbed away from it.
I am in direct control of Infinity Plus Twitter starting today.
Sure, buddy.
I'm scared.
Tiger has raided the Twitter.
Oh no.
As Emmanuel put it.
Oh no. Oh god.
No.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance!
A Discord server starts getting raided. No.
Yeah, I've not actually looked around in this underwater area since you put it together. Like
There is not a lot in there for now. I literally the reason I made a giant underwater area is just for like a lot of underwater physics checking later on. Like I'm gonna make more of an obstacle area underwater where you can roll around and stuff, so we can truly test out everything underwater. So I just made a big water tank for it now.
Yeah.
Just so it's ready for the future.
How are you guys feeling before Sage expectations? I am a lot more relaxed at this Sage than I was last Sage. Last Sage,
we literally scrounged together what we had on the last day.
Is that what we're doing right now?
No,
not anywhere near.
No, nowhere near. Like the amount of stress that we were under last Sage does not even compare, like at all. I'm feeling a lot better about this Sage. I still feel like we're going to come across a lot of bugs and issues simply because the sheer amount of content that we have from Update 3 and Knuckles to the Colorful Combat update, the sheer amount of content that's being added in comparison between the two is massive. Like, we're going to be adding so much more content for the Colorful Combat update in comparison to the 3 and Knuckles update that, like, where we're at right now, I can probably say is just barely, if not less than the halfway point of what we're wanting to get done. And because of that, a lot of our stuff is going to be super buggy. Like, last Sage, I was super stressed about, like, oh, I hope things aren't insanely buggy. Oh, what about all the bugs that people are going to come across? Oh, there's going to be a lot of issues.
Everybody came across, like, literally everything.
Yeah, if there was a bug that people came across, like, if there was a bug, people found it, essentially.
Especially the Sonic Boom one. Yeah.
Everyone. Go ahead, Reese.
Yeah, I was just saying, Sage last year, like, I was just recently the other day watching some videos and live streams from last Sage, and I was specifically just watching when it got to our chunks of, like, our game, and I was just like, really? Was this what the project was like last Sage? Like, it's actually really bare bones, but there was a lot of bugs.
There were a lot.
There was a homing attack bug. The loops were all glitchy. There was the boost bug, as you said, the
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom bug. I'm pretty sure several, because I think Blaze was part of that.
Blaze and Metal Sonic were both part of it, because we added Blaze and Metal Sonic at the same time.
Yeah, I think those two had some animation problems. Like, there was a lot of problems with last Sage's demo.
Yeah.
But like we said, I remember that time it was because it just dropped out of nowhere. They're like, "Oh, Sage is in like what, a few weeks now. Good luck, guys."
Yeah.
And we're just like, "What?"
But for this Sage, I am wholeheartedly 100% expecting copious amounts of bugs. I'm not, like, that's not even, like, you know, a contest, because we are not as far into the development of the amount of content that we would normally have it around this time. Because if we were, like, normally how it would probably go is we would just be like, oh, we're planning on adding silver, and oh, we're planning on adding wisps. Like, honestly, not gonna lie, if we weren't adding all the combat stuff, we would probably be a lot further along with silver and a lot further along with wisps than we are now, because we've been splitting up the work between us a lot. But because we've added the combat into the mix, which is a whole hunk of a beast that we have to handle, that has slowed down the sheer amount of content that we would normally put out. And because we have so many fingers in so many cookie jars right now.
Okay.
There's no way, or hands in a cookie jar is actually the term, like hands in a cookie jar.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit.
Yeah. Whatever
fingers,
you say, man.
Fingers. Honestly, I don't see the innuendo in that, but okay. As I was saying,
we're just really bad. We're sorry, Fizz.
As I was saying, I'm not as stressed about this Sage.
No.
So, like, a little stressed, obviously, because if I don't know if there's anything game breaking. The only thing I'm stressed about is anything absolutely game breaking. But I am still 100% expecting people to come across bugs. It's still worrying, but I'm nowhere near as worried about it this time as I was last time. I just hope that people like it. Probably my biggest expectation, or something that I would like to see, are people who looked at Infinity Plus last year, have not kept up with the project whatsoever, and then looked at the project this year and see the sheer difference in the amount of content that we have put into it in just the time span of 1 year.
Technically, yeah, just a year's worth of work.
Yeah, this is just a year's worth of work. Because I know that there are people who played it during Sage last year, and people are going to play it during Sage this year, who have not kept up with the project at all and don't know anything about what we've added whatsoever.
Yeah, if you guys are curious, like if anybody is watching is new-ish to the project, like only just started looking into it recently, go to like several Sonic YouTubers archive streams and stuff, or like videos of last Sage. See if you can find whenever they do our project, and you can see how drastically different everything is now.
It is.
Oh no, Tiger.
It is vastly different.
Why, Tiger?
Cookies. Great. Wonderful.
Yay, it's clipped on your channel now.
But
oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at it right now. We'll look at it later.
But
go ahead.
Regarding not our project though, what would you say for the rest of Sage stuff is? I would say
I'm looking forward to Sonic Battle R2.
That's something good. Version 3, I think it is.
Yeah, version 3. I'm looking forward to that. That looks super fun because we enjoy Sonic Battle R2 a lot. Like we enjoy.
Yeah.
Especially the parts where I like totally just cucked Fizz by rolling into him by accident.
Yeah. So
it looks like they've fixed the problems we had with it though as well, haven't they? Because they've like redone the engine.
Yeah, hopefully they have. I've not looked too much into the new things because I want to be surprised when I go into it. But that's one I'm really looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to just playing the new GT demo, like in full.
Yeah, GT.
I'm a QA
Same
tester.
here. That's my.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that's my most that's the one I'm looking forward to the most, honestly.
Most anticipated.
Yeah. Most anticipated.
Yeah, same.
Minor prediction, and then I'll probably go back to what I was saying earlier. GT demo this year is probably going to be what Project Hero was last year. GT demo is probably going to steal the show for a lot of people.
I don't think there's anything else that's like getting hyped up as much for Sage.
Yeah. I mean, rightfully so. GT demo is a great fan game. It's amazing.
It is.
It's not all that good. It's not like they have Whisper.
We don't have Whisper yet.
We don't have Whisper yet.
Oh.
Most anticipated probably from everyone. Yeah, it probably is. They also like Greedy also got interviewed by someone who runs Tails' channel, and I read into that.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Cool. Yeah. I am a QA tester for GT. I've not done a lot of QA testing for them simply because I've been so busy working on other things, but on occasion I'll hop on and try to QA test a new build or two. There is a lot of secret stuff that I'm aware of in GT and I'm excited for, but I don't know how much of it's public, so I'm not going to say anything about it because Greedy does not want anything to be leaked, and I respect Greedy, obviously.
The beans.
No, can't tell you. The only thing I can say is I do know what the additional characters that that Greedy keeps hinting at. He's hinted at multiple characters multiple times. I know who they are. 3+
characters.
But I'm not going to say who they are because he wants it to be a secret.
Lie.
Lie.
Oh,
I know. Reese knows that I know.
Okay. I know what Fizz knows as well.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody this.
Wait, how do you guys know?
Elise is being added.
It's Elise. Elise is the character.
Elise from the best-selling Sonic game of all time, Sonic 06, is getting added to GT.
But yeah, GT is the big one that I think most of everyone is excited for. Obviously, we played Sonic Dream Course. I want to play that one again. I want to play a more full version.
That
of
one looks fun. Dream Course, because it's got an Dream Course as well. Yeah, it's Kirby.
It's like Kirby's Dream Course, but with Sonic.
Oh.
I played it last Fan Game Friday.
Oh, now I remember when you told me all about the secrets.
All about the secrets.
Tiger knows. He knows too much. Elise is in it.
Elise
is also in Infinity Plus. Oh, I've already said it.
Go no. Raise your fire.
I must skedaddle.
Ooh.
He just left.
He got destroyed.
Yeah, we deleted Reese. He's been deleted from the source code.
He's one. Oh no.
Elise boss battle.
Returned.
What's another game where you guys are looking forward to for Sage?
I'm interested in that really stylized RPG one. I can't remember its name.
Yeah, I think I know which one.
I'm not super into its gameplay, but I think it looks just really unique, and I'm interested to see it.
It was like something Mechanical Madness or something like that, you know?
Yeah, something like that. It's an RPG.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Undertale themed, I guess you could say, with how its combat works and such.
Yeah. Like, its aesthetics looks like One Shot, but it's story progression and all that stuff kind of feels like Undertale, which both are great games, so.
There's not many other 3D fan games from what I can tell. Just recently I found out that Sonic World DX is meant to be there now.
Oh yeah, that.
Not looking forward to that one, to be honest. It's just biased.
I'm just intrigued about it because I saw that video that Overtime posted, and some of the animations for specifically Sonic look really good now. Like the victory, it's mainly just the victory animation, the idle animation, and the character select screen animation. To be honest, most of the other animations look like they haven't been changed, not gonna lie. But I'm just intrigued to see it after 2 or 3 years of nothing. I haven't heard anything from it since.
Yeah.
But that's another 3D one. But out of all of them, I'm not super excited for it. I'm just intrigued more than anything. There is no real other 3D. It's mainly all 2D ones.
Yeah.
Well, there is that there's that game that has the reptile in it or a dragon that looks interesting.
There's also Fetch the Ferret.
Fetch the Ferret, that one looks kind of cool. I remember.
I enjoyed Fetch the Ferret.
Yeah. I don't know what one you're on about when you're saying reptile. Is it a 3D one?
Yeah, it's a 3D one. It's its own IP, I guess.
Oh, you work on Fetch? That's cool. I didn't know that.
Wait, Tiger works on Fetch?
Apparently so. I enjoyed Fetch the Ferret a lot.
I know that. I did too.
Mainly its aesthetic. I thought it was absolutely adorable. Some of its gameplay is a little bit wonky from what I remember, but honestly, I'm expecting it to be a lot better this stage because, everything just gets better with time usually. But, are you joined as level designer?
I had a feeling it would be level designer that he's in for.
Yeah.
What about the 2D ones?
Oh, there's the particles. God damn it.
Those particles showing up now. The
what?
Particles.
Now they show up. These are the mock state particles I was trying to show off earlier. God damn it.
I don't know why I don't know how that's possible.
I don't know what the hell changed, but
it's not possible.
This is the dust particle.
Well, I mean, good thing we were just shooting shit for a while.
Yeah. Those were the particles I was trying to show off. So, whenever you're boosting, they slowly build up and get more intense. And then whenever you increase your mock state, they disappear and then build back up again.
Yeah, they're more noticeable when you're not boosting, honestly, which I may change around.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any other Sage games.
I
know there's a crap ton of 2Ds.
Yeah. These particles are supposed to be the color of the character, right?
I mean, it can be. I was thinking about that, but just for time's sake, I didn't bother.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about it before Sage, but...
Yeah, we've got loads of particle-related stuff that needs tweaking, but we're not particle people, so we're just kind of getting by with this.
Yeah, our secret agenda actually is we're just using Sage as an recruitment platform. We just want people to be interested in the game, and then just hire 20,000 people to make a new IP called Mock Particle, the Particle Hedge.
What one hell of a title that is! Particle the Particle
Hedge.
You're gonna hire the man? I am.
Yes.
One neat little fun fact: the particle that you see here, you probably saw it look like Sonic for a split second whenever I stopped moving. That is actually this is the Wisp or the Cyan laser. The little cone that appears in front of Sonic, that white one. That's actually the Cyan laser model.
Yep, because I couldn't find another mesh to use that would work.
Yep.
It would have been cool if Sonic Studio had like a small demo or something at Sage, but I know that guy's got a crap ton of work that he's doing anyway.
There's a lot of fan games that like aren't shown up at Sage that I would have liked to see, like obviously Sonic Core, obviously Sonic.
A new Sonic game.
A new Sonic game.
Just a new Sonic game announced at Sage. That's what's gonna happen, guys, at the end of Sage.
Ooh, that was
the
nice.
Next Sonic game is gonna be announced.
It's gonna be called Sonic the Fan Game.
Sonic Studios is truly most anticipated. It looks really impressive.
Yeah.
It's just like a Mario Maker, but for Sonic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic Studios is just Mario Maker, but with Sonic.
But it like you draw splines and stuff, so obviously it's a bit more advanced than just drag and dropping blocks.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes the most sense, doesn't it? Because Sonic, yeah, well, Sonic's just general levels always weren't blocky to start off with.
Yeah.
They were always like rolling hills and stuff.
Yep.
But no, Sage. I'm looking forward to Sage. I've got a problem where like I haven't got much storage left on my computer, so I can't download a bunch of stuff to like play and stream because I want to stream as well some of the stuff. But I just do not have the storage. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma.
I think
but it's only 5 days away now.
Yep.
5 days away.
Crunch is real. Let me just finish coding.
One thing about the mock site I actually wanted to bring up real quick that me and Emmanuel were talking about last night. One thing we considered doing is, if you were here last dev stream, you probably remember that whenever you stop boosting, your top speed does not immediately drop. It drops as your mock state drops. One thing that we had considered doing was changing it so that your mock state only drops whenever you slow down. Like the timer that decays the mock state would not actually play until you were moving below a certain threshold. So the idea was, even if you're not boosting, you could stay at that same top speed using the mock state. You just wouldn't get the invulnerability that comes with the boost.
Yeah, or at the very least, maybe only have that if you're rolling. That way, if you're running, you will start losing speed. But if you start rolling, you would, if you roll, you lose speed if you're on a flat plane. But if you go downhill while rolling, you can maintain your speed if you know the level design.
So that's an idea that we were talking about last night. I don't think we're going to do anything like that before Sage, but it is something that we had considered. So essentially the idea would be the mock state timer counter would count up. And let's say I reached all the way to Mach 3. And let's say, for example, I stopped boosting right now. Essentially, I would still continue to be able to move along at this speed. And the timer that keeps me at Mach 3 would not move down until I actually started to slow down and decelerate. Which is essentially how it would work if we decided to do it. We might test it out anyway and play around with it, but it's one of those things that we would have to actually get feedback on.
Mini thing that's obviously been shown off in the Discord before, or like I've mentioned in the Discord, I've added an option for motion blur now.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people that didn't like motion blur, so there's now an actual option in game to just turn it off. It doesn't turn off absolutely every motion blur at the moment, but it turns off a good chunk of it for now.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, whenever you're doing actions, it gets turned off, so you can actually see stuff a bit more.
That's pretty useful.
A lot of people were asking for it because a lot of people don't like the motion blur. That's like one major thing that a lot of people who don't really particularly like the Infinity Engine always state. It's like got too many effects, which I think's okay for the most part, but I know a lot of people prefer different things, so always adding in options. Mm-hmm. I do need to get around to working on the options menu and redoing it a bit though, making it a bit more simpler. But like, you can see here when Fizz is boosting, like specifically when you were boosting next to text, you could read the text on the wall, like the environmental room thing. Mm-hmm. But if you had motion blur on, that would just be completely illegible. You wouldn't be able to read it. So that's like what's changed now.
So you're technically still able to read it.
Yeah, you still read it like off the side of the like. If you're running like parallel to it, so it's off to like the far corner of the screen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you turn that back on, and then when you
blurry,
you can see how like when
I
it gets decided. Yeah, it's like the easiest example to show off the motion blur. Like, the text gets really blurry, and I can see people's arguments for it, where like you can't see objects as clearly off to the sides and in the distance with it. It comes down to like just
preference, really.
Personal preference.
Yeah, it's personal preference at the end of the day, and I know some people might have like difficulties anyway seeing movement and stuff. Like, there's, like a lot of people have different ways that they have to play games and stuff and that sort of thing. So it's like I wanted to add the option, so it's there now. If people want it off, they can just turn it off.
Yeah, and for some people, motion blur is hard on their eyes. For some people too, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm meaning. Like,
sometimes it's not even a gameplay reason. It's hard for them to see things. Period, with motion blur.
Yeah, so that's why I've added it in.
Tired of people shitting on Infinity. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are tired of that, but people are inclined to have their own opinion.
It's preference. People can like
people...
Dash, people can like Infinity, people can like whatever they want.
Yeah. It's also because like Infinity was just sort of left in a vulnerable state, because Infinity doesn't really, like, as much as like we try to like carry on the Infinity name and stuff like that, as trying with Infinity Plus, we're still technically, like, when people talk about Infinity, they don't just mean Infinity, they mean like Infinity Plus, or also just OG Infinity, or Infinity Adventure Pack, or Sonic Reforged, just really anything that uses Infinity. And what was that name of that level pack that you didn't like, Fizz?
You mean the just Infinity Adventure Pack? Or not Adventure Pack, the Infinity Pack or whatever? The one that
had like 30 levels?
Yeah, the one that everyone's been not liking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah, and like, there's not much we really do about that, because, I mean, it's a good thing, actually, that people are expressing their love for Sonic and creating levels and stuff, but it just sort of creates a difficulty for creating a name for Infinity, for us at least, because anything that we do we're not the only people who are speaking for Infinity in terms of level design, gameplay, stuff like that. Other people are also creating content, and in a way, that just gives people more fuel if they don't like Infinity to throw out the fire, because they can nitpick multiple different views and takes of Infinity, including the original, which was I still have a certain affinity for the original Infinity engine. I do think it looks really cool right off the bat, but it does have a lot of flaws that we try to iron out. But it's still stuck in a lot of people's minds. They think of that.
And to be completely fair, one of the reasons why all of this is even a problem is because the original Infinity engine, it was, for one, it wasn't meant to be an engine at all in the first place. It wasn't designed to be a framework. It was just something that Oban was working on to create something that he wanted to create, and he just dropped the project. And a lot of people took him releasing the project files as him releasing an engine, and it was way unfinished. It was 100% completely unfinished, and 2, it wasn't meant to be released and be used by everybody. So technically, the claims of people saying, "Oh, Infinity Engine is all show, no substance," technically true. Yeah, I mean, yes, Infinity Engine did look very, very beautiful. It looked great. Visually speaking, it had a lot of attention to detail, but it just didn't have a whole lot of substantial content anywhere. But
it was very much a vertical slice.
Yeah. On one hand, it wasn't meant to be an engine, and on the other hand, Oban was an artist. He wasn't a programmer. He was an artist.
Yeah, a very talented one, too.
Yeah, he was a very talented artist. So the reason everything looks so good is because art and visual design is what...
detail.
Yeah, he strives for detail.
Yeah, I think it was a programming issue that contributed to him dropping the project. I think it was actually trying to get Sonic to, like, run around walls and stuff, like...
Yeah. According to what Noto had said, one of the reasons he dropped the project is because he couldn't get Sonic to run around a shuttle loop, which could be true. As far as I'm concerned, that is true because Noto was part of that community and I was not, so I couldn't tell you otherwise. So,
and then it's one of the first things you did.
One of the very first fucking thing I did was I figured out this problem. Like, that's the very first fucking thing that I did, was I solved this issue.
And I was just sitting making levels.
Which took me and Shadow not even a week to do. Flex.
Oh, Rob, if you're seeing this, we love you still. We're sorry. Kisses.
So...
Okay.
It's funny to think that, like, if it wasn't for those issues, we possibly wouldn't have this project, because Oban would still be working on it, and we wouldn't have access, unless we, like, asked really nicely. Maybe.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, if you simply just don't like Infinity Engine for, like, what it has in it, specifically Infinity Plus, I'm not talking about, like, Vanilla Infinity, because if you don't like Vanilla Infinity for what it has in it, that's honestly not a whole lot to not like. But if you still don't like the work that we have added into Infinity Plus, that's fine. Whatever. You're entitled to your opinion. If you don't like it, that's okay. You've got plenty of other options to work with and a lot of other fan games to use and play. But if you don't like Infinity Engine for, those particular super biased reasons of, oh, Infinity Engine is nothing but, flashy visuals, no real substance to the gameplay or anything like that, that's... Again, you're still entitled to your opinion, but I personally see that as a very narrow point of view that isn't really based on a whole lot of fact or, thought out logic if you take a moment to actually look at the situation, But, again, at the end of the day, you can have the opinion that you want. No one can stop you, and your opinion's not going to affect how we go about producing.
At the end of the day, we're in the fan base, and
Yeah.
It's the Sonic fan base.
Yeah, just how it is.
Yep.
I mean...
Some people think Sonic Adventure 2 is good, and some people are actually smart.
Ooh.
Alright, it's time to have our... It's time to have
Emmanuel, we're gonna revolt. We're quitting the project right now. This man said Sonic Adventure 2 ain't good.
We're gonna start Sonic Infinity Minus after this.
Sonic Infinity Minus.
Sonic Infinity plus minus.
Plus minus.
Plus equals.
Multiplication. K Hearts, thank you for the follow.
Chili dogs.
Chili dogs.
We just keep adding like another mathematical equation symbol on the end of the new
Team Dark Infinity.
Dark Infinity.
And Knuckles featuring Dante from Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry
which is ironic. Which is really ironic when you think about it. Because that's what Infinity Engine was supposed to be, was a Sonic / Devil May Cry thing. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. You like original Infinity?
Yeah, the original Infinity. That's what Oban wanted to get, was a combat style game akin to.
Hey, in a way, we're kind of creating that. Like, actually, just go crazy in the combat room for a second.
Okay.
Like, just do a bunch of In a way, like we are still trying to carry that on in a sense.
I mean, you are.
I'm not gonna count you guys out.
You're the one who mainly does the combat stuff. I know Fizz helps with it as well. I'm everyone will part with the combat stuff.
You made the enemies.
I landed right on top of that enemy and it canceled my meteor crash. Probably shouldn't happen. Like, if you hit an enemy with a meteor crash, it should probably get knocked away from you. And you just
the enemy should just crumble. Should just become a pancake. We'll just do that. Scale them on the z-axis to like 0.1.
It's like in Mario Kart. Jesus Christ, Fizz, you're doing this. You're not doing this engine any.
I am not. I'm bad at combat. I'm sorry. I'm bad at combat.
God damn.
The manual's got the skills. Like you should just do like a attack montage, combat montage.
I could. I mean, my PC's not as good as Fizz, but I could make a video if I really wanted to.
Just record the clips and send it to Fizz, and then he'll dunk on them and make you look bad.
I did a home attack right after that.
Oh yeah.
But only if you do it from high enough.
I did make it. Subtle thing. If you homing attack an enemy when the electric spinner, and if you get hit while it's doing the electric
spinny,
like making its electric shield, Sonic will play an animation where he's electrocuted for a brief second. Yeah, it might be easier to see if you like slow down the time when you get hit.
Let me try.
Oh. It's either you homing attack him or you just jump into him. It's one of the two.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he does get electrocuted.
Yeah.
It's very brief, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it's very brief.
It gets canceled by the fact that he lands. But...
Yeah, we could look into that. Try fighting on the gun mechs. They're a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah.
But I did like fix that kind of, so characters can play that animation. Only Sonic does it though.
I cannot.
He's doing all the animation.
I cannot do a homing chain. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, to actually.
God damn it.
Touch the ground first.
Their mesh messed up my timing. Yeah, I'm just really bad at combat. You put me on the spot, man.
It's okay. We'll just make fun of you forever.
Just walk straight into the back of it.
I did.
Actually, this won't be in save. Technically, we could roll into those gun hawks and see what happens.
The ping pong.
Yeah, you can ping pong into them. Reese was showing me that earlier.
It's actually quite fun. Uh-oh.
Bang.
One thing I may add before stage is a laser sight particle.
Do it! Jump over one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Satisfying sound effect.
Ow.
God, please stop sucking.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of a good thing that Fizz doesn't exactly have a handle on it, because it just shows that, like, I mean, like, it'll be different if the engine was just bullshit, but, like, I do think there is actually, like, some stuff you can learn by playing the game.
I'm just not good at it. This stuff does work. I'm just kind of bad at it, especially like.
I did say earlier on today. I just thought of like a cool like Kaizo level idea or something. I mean, Tiger, you might enjoy this because I know you like making levels, but I don't know if you like making bullshit levels. But with this, when you jump on an enemy, you'll bounce off them, but you'll stay in the jump ball. So I was like, you could make a giant bottomless pit level where you have to like jump on an enemy and bounce off every single one. Like you disable the homing attack and everything, you have to bounce off them all to get over the gap. I think it'd be such a fun and like annoying level at the same time. Look at that. That looks satisfying.
Boing.
Like just do little bounces.
Yep. Scary. Tiger, go on. You know you want it. Could be crazy, yeah. I think.
Little lippity and a boppin'.
You know not to bop it.
Skitty little bop. What was you saying, Reese?
No, I was just saying that, like, you know you want to, Tiger. It's just all I say. Oh, the other day as well, I added a giant mesh of an area to run around in, and I spent an hour in there. And I learned what happens when you spend an hour in a level now.
What?
Remember, the time just, like, clocks over.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that. If you spend longer
Like-
than an hour in a level, the clock overflows.
What?
The clock overflows.
The clock goes back to, like, 0. So, I wonder if that technically means you could stand next to the goal ring, wait an hour, and then as soon as the time clock's over, you can just touch the goal ring, and then you'll get like the best time score. I wonder if it would count.
Thanks, Tiger, for not clipping that, because
Hey, Manuel.
he did say nice clock.
Nice cock.
We're gonna give Shadow guns. That's our plan for Shadow, to make him unique.
Follow my lead.
We're adding the gun gameplay. Like, we're
Nice
not giving him the
cock.
chaos powers. We're not giving him chaos powers. We're just giving him guns.
Yeah,
That's
we're
what
removing the
defines
homing
him.
attack, the slide, the boost. He actually can't even run fast. He could run literally as fast as like Usain Bolt at most. But
It's what defines
Got a gun.
Shadow, his gunplay,
Yeah.
isn't it?
that's all I really find. Like his first appearance in Sonic Adventure 2, he was holding a Glock M847 caliber 22 mil grain
Rocket
bolt
launcher.
action rifle.
Rocket launcher.
Double
Bolt-
pump shotgun.
Bolt action
Pump assault rifle.
bolt pump action rocket launcher.
And
Pump
it's so good. That's why it was brought back to Sonic Forces.
I don't know the first thing about guns. I am not a gun
Well,
person.
Well, first thing you need
All
to
I
know
know
is
is
that
you
guns
point
don't
and
kill
you shoot.
people. Guns don't kill people. People just kill people. Guns just help.
Ah.
Stan Smith.
Guns just make it
1987.
easy. Guns make it very easy to do so.
Over here in Britain, we just stab people.
Bad people.
What was that clip where they got stabbed at the end? Was it saying like, "Oh, a pity about the knife in my chest" or something like that? Or like, could you not do that?
What?
I can't remember like the clip that you sent where it's like all the making fun of British people, and at
Oh,
the end
yeah.
the guy gets.
You know, I just
I was trying to
realized.
remember.
I guess this is a bug, but it seems like Shadow also has this bug where if he lands on water after jumping, he will stay in the rolling animation.
Yeah, I
It
just saw
seems
that.
to be like he's missing an animation.
Yeah, I really
Yeah,
am missing an
transition from
animation or two.
It seems to be a child character problem because Blaze and Shadow both have it. I wonder if Metal
Well,
does.
so does Sonic. Sonic is also a child actor.
No, Sonic doesn't have that issue.
Yeah, because he's got all the animations. There's probably just an animation missing.
More than likely.
I think we should just put him up for adoption.
Wow.
Okay, wow.
We haven't messed around with Shadow a lot, to be honest. Shadow has been the most neglected.
Well, Shadow and
Character.
Metal Sonic have both been super neglected.
Yeah.
I feel like we spent a little bit more time with Metal Sonic though than we have
Well,
Shadow.
Technically, if you count all of our times, yes, but not in terms of like what's actually in a project, they're about the same. So I did work on that thing with Metal, but that's not in the project.
Yeah.
Between Mach 1 and Mach 2, Shadow transitions to his top speed flying.
Yeah. If anything, it looks
Jesus.
it looks better. I mean, I guess it could be changed a bit.
Well, we
but-
didn't adjust his blend space to, once again, take into account that we've adjusted the speed variables.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Nice mock.
Nice, Mach.
Nice mark. Drift.
And also, one thing we didn't mention is that we do want the mock system eventually to also play role in combat in some way. I don't think we're going to have it just directly increase damage, but maybe it can increase your homing attack speed or just in some ways have it increase your combat potential. And also maybe have it so that the better you do in combat, the faster your mock state increases. Or at the very least, while you're hurting enemies, it like refills the timer on your mock state. So if you get to Mach 3 and then start dunking on a bunch of enemies, and during the process of said dunking, wouldn't lose Mach state.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't lose Mock State, and the overall damage you do will probably also be higher.
Yeah. That, and it'll do something with the combo system, which we haven't talked about and won't be in Stage.
Stopping by to say good work. Alright, well, thank you for stopping by, K-Hertz. I hope you're having a great day, and thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. That honestly means a lot.
It does.
You followed earlier as well.
Yep.
Thanks for the follow.
Are you a giant Kingdom Hearts fan? K-Hearts?
Wow, just assuming people's likes in 2020.
Ah, yes, here we
Yeah,
go.
I do.
Ah, yes. Shadow can roll.
It's his air boost. That's what it is. It's its air boost. He doesn't have a transition animation out of it. That's a problem.
Oh, really?
Is that a bug? Yeah, it's an animation bug. Was curious to see how people implemented rails. I saw some people use transform paths, but using spline paths makes much more sense. It can, yeah. It also can be. It can be a lot more of a bitch.
Yeah, everything has its, ups and downs.
Splines are a little bit more flexible, literally and figuratively, but they can also present their own problems.
I know this may sound painful to you guys with all of the torture we've went through with rails, but I would love to at some point make it so rails are physics based. So when you're going up a rail, you'll lose speed, and when
That's
you go
easy,
down a rail,
actually.
you'll gain speed.
Currently, it's the exact opposite. You can gain speed while going up rail, but you actually lose speed going down a rail.
Yeah, it already does something like that. I think what we need to do is just look into it a bit more, change the variables. And I think how it does that, you literally just look at the direction the character's facing if they're up and down.
It's currently bugged right now. I don't know if we'll get it done before Stage. But...
If it's a simple change, we may be able to fix it.
Yeah, and I don't know, I really want to expand on how rails work. Probably bring in some of the older game mechanics for rails, where maybe if you press the crouch button, you'll gain speed and stuff like that. But like I say, because I know how much of a pain it's been, I'm not worried about that until
one thing
further update.
One thing I will not be doing is any fucking grind rail balancing system when I have to balance on it, because
that's exactly what I want to add. Come on, let's do it right now. Let's go.
I hated how Adventure 2 handled that. It was so dumb.
For me,
I'm thinking more like Heroes.
Heroes. I liked how Heroes did the rails, except for the switching, of course.
I don't think Heroes actually had on grind rail balancing, did it?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
It did. But
no, it didn't.
No, yeah, you could go left and right on. That's how you switch rails. You had to lean left and right to switch rail.
Yeah.
But when you leaned, it kind of actually did. There's a very subtle mechanic where it's easier to recognize in Rail Canyon and stuff like that. When you're going round corners, you have to turn with the corner so the character goes around the corner quicker. But it's
a very minute detail.
Yeah, it's not over the top. You don't lose or gain a hell of a lot of speed if you do or don't do it. It's just it subtly helps keep your speed up.
Yeah, because in Infinity, especially with mouse and keyboard, it's not really that valuable for it to be a major game mechanic because, for one, splines can be placed however they want, and that can make some bins just a bitch and a half to actually lean into. And two, I just don't think it works with the system, just in general. At least in the way Sonic Adventure 2 did it.
Rail leaning is not really needed. Like you say, it's just mainly the whole pressing down the crouch button to keep speed up and like that. But you don't do that when you're going up the rail. You have to let go.
Yeah, it's
so rolling. You go up the rail. Yeah. Whenever a rail is starting to go down, you would want to hold the crouch button. So then you gain more speed by doing that. And then when the rail starts going back up, you'd let go, and then you'd continue your momentum. But that's the basic idea of how rails should work.
Yep.
In my opinion.
All right, we're hitting the hour and a half. Actually, we're actually hitting our 40 minutes point here.
Let's keep going. All night or 24-hour stream. We're streaming until Sage.
Stream until Sage. It'll be a 5-day stream.
5-year stream, let's go.
I need to go take a shower, so I do want to finish this up at some point in time. Here soon. Any other questions, concerns relating to either the project or Sage, or just in general, I guess? Probably take questions for the next 10-15 minutes.
Fizz,
what?
What's the meaning of Rails?
What is the meaning of Rails?
Yes.
Yeah, mum.
What's the next Sonic game going to be, Fizz? What's it going to be about?
It's Sonic
haven't
Forces
you heard?
2,
Yeah, it's Sonic Forces 2.
Knack 2, baby!
Knack 2. Should prepare more questions? That's fine. If you have any other questions, you can also ask them, like in the Discord as well. If you're
you can ask what Fizz had for breakfast this morning.
I had a turkey sandwich.
Damn it, he's already answered it. That goes that question.
One thing, Fizz, did you mention that there's going to be a survey for Sage?
I've not. I might have mentioned it before, but that is something we
probably
should mention
again.
again. Yeah, we should mention it again. There is going to be a survey on our Sonic Fan Games HQ page that you'll be able to get to through Sage. There will be a link there that will link you to a survey that you can take and just give general feedback about the update, as well as thoughts about how things should go in the future. And among other things, I can probably pull it up real quick. Actually, I do have it right here. The Sonic Infinity Colorful Combat Sage survey.
Ready.
A couple of multiple choice questions, like how is your general experience with the demo? Anything you'd like to mention? How do you think Wisps are, like, how do you like how the Wisps play? So it's generally like 1 or 2 multiple choice questions on a scale of 1 to 5, and then a long answer question that is optional that you don't have to do. The multiple choice questions are mandatory, but the long answer questions are not mandatory. You don't have to take them or answer them if you don't wish.
It's like concerning that question thing, curious about. Right now, there is no system for keeping free reels consistent with each other. I remember thinking about that when we first started messing around with the reels. You would mainly at the moment have to do it manually, which I know is a bit of an annoying thing to do. I wonder if there is ways we could implement something for it in the future, but I'm not.
May have to be a manual thing, like an actual custom function we have to make.
Yeah.
What, a triple rail thing, like where you have 3 rails side by side and.
Yeah, because it would work well in straights, but as soon as you do corners, the inside rail obviously has to be much sharper than the furthest outside rail.
Probably what I would suggest, obviously doing it manually would be hell, but the best way to do so is, exactly as Tiger Sonics. Copy and paste will be your best friend. Make the center rail first, and then copy and paste the inner and outer rail and make adjustments from there, because if you make one rail, you'll have the general shape that you want, and then if you copy and paste it, you can just adjust and make minor adjustments to those shapes to get what you want more specifically. And making adjustments to copies of one major thing you want is a lot easier than creating 3 individual ones from scratch.
He's in the server, but he can't see anything.
Okay, yeah, the bot is currently down at the moment. I can go ahead and give you the role. What was your Discord name? Is it also... Let me know what your Discord name is.
Yeah, I just realized the bot isn't online.
The bot's not been working the past 2 days.
That's no good.
So
2 days?
There is a thing in rules and regulations where you just gotta message me and I will give you the role. Message me with proof that you reacted to the role, and I will give you a role manually, because the bot's not been working.
Cool beans.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Another tip in general with Rails, and also just level design in general when it comes to Sonic, the bigger the better. Give Sonic room to do stuff. Because when you start making things small, that's when things get bad.
Are you guys planning to add the parkour from Lost World? Not really, no. The closest thing we've done are the wall sliding. which the way the wall slide currently works, it works similarly to a wall run, and what we're probably going to end up doing in the future is having some speed-gated animations. But currently, no, we're not planning on adding into those extra parkour systems. It would be cool, but we would have to rework them and rebuild them from the ground up. I've already given you the rule, so things like this here, you can preserve momentum while wall jumping. Weird. So it's not quite the same as a wall run, but it is a lot more, like, you know.
It does the same thing.
Yeah, it does the same thing. It's harder to do. It requires more skill. There we go.
You can't wall jump. You can like wall slide up a wall if you have no speed. I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay, am I at the wrong button?
Yeah. Because you use the trigger wall slide.
So you can do things like that, like if you jump out a wall. Seems like a pretty good evolution instead of just going parkour. Yeah, we like to evolve things rather than just straight up, you know, just implement.
There's like one or two things from
the
parkour though that was kind of neat, which we haven't done.
Yeah, like being able to run up walls or around walls would be pretty cool, but
you could kind of do that. Like if you wall slide around that cylinder in that wall sliding section, you could kind of stick to it, but it's not really designed for it.
Yeah, it's not designed for it.
It's not what it's designed to do, but it can technically work. Like this here is a cylinder, it curves around, you can technically wall slide along it. So if I did something like this, I do ever so slightly curve it.
Yeah, but you immediately fall.
Yeah,
like
it's just for it. Yeah, no.
You can't be going too fast or else it won't. Like you'll. Yeah, you can do this here.
Yeah, it's just literally a force that's pushing Sonic towards the wall, so you're less likely to fall off.
Yeah,
and that's the byproduct of it. I didn't design it for it to happen. It's just more so a happy coincidence.
But as for the rest of the parkour from Lost World, probably not. That's not something we're really planning on adding.
Yeah, it's not a goal, but if it happens, we'll let you know.
Yeah, well, more if we make any major developments in terms of platforming, we like to let people know.
Oh, just another very subtle thing as well. You've been seeing it throughout the stream, but I have upgraded the custom color system again for the egg pawns. Technically for all enemies, but the egg pawns and egg flappers are the only ones. Oh, and the egg fighters.
Yeah.
Are the only ones that take full advantage of it. But now you can add a tertiary color to all of them. So there's like this egg pawn here which has a custom paint job. The custom paint job is what's using the tertiary color. So you can literally
give your own egg pawns decals.
Yeah, in your own like photo editing software like Photoshop, Critter, GIMP, whatever, you can just draw some green lines here and there. Like it has to be green lines specifically. There's examples of it in the engine for when people actually get around to using it, but you just draw some green lines wherever you want on the texture, and then Unreal will take the tertiary color and put that on as a decal. So now you can customize the enemies like a lot. It's kind of cool. I have a lot of fun making some custom decals.
The screen distortion effect from when you boost is pretty cool. Are you talking? You're not talking about the motion blur. You're talking about like the little ring.
I like the ripple.
Yeah, the ripple, which is really cool. It's like emulating a sonic boom.
Yeah, it's from Oban, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Oban added a little radial ripple.
I can't remember exactly how it actually goes. I don't know. I think I know what it is. There's like a plane in front of the camera, I believe, where it plays a material when. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it does. Like it plays a material or something when you first boost. Because when there's some times where the camera goes into like 2D or something, and then you boost, and if you catch it at just the right angle, you can see something behind your character, like speed lines and the boost radial effect.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
essentially there's actually, like a little.
You know what I think it is.
Camera. What?
You know what I think it is? Remember ages ago when I discovered that ring that's in the character that we had no idea what it did? It might be that.
Could be the case.
Because it's a ring, and it had like a weird like transparency texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
That might be what it is. It's definitely like some sort of post-processing effect. It's either that or the mesh that actually stretches out.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
It's a post-process.
Yeah.
Mm.
Pretty interesting approach. I think that's just how Unreal handles that kind of stuff by default. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's just how it does it. What type of goals are you trying to achieve with Infinity Plus?
Everything.
The original goal, and to an extent that goal still exists today, is just kind of have evolved. We wanted to make a much more complete experience using the Infinity Engine, because obviously whenever Infinity Engine released back in last February, not last February, the previous February, there were a lot of things that had begun work and a lot of things that had like a lot of good general ideas at the start, but either were incomplete or was just missing a whole host of features. Essentially, what we wanted to do, or what my original plan was, is to make Infinity Plus have essentially any form of content that you could want in a Sonic game, essentially. We're not going to get all of it. There's no way in hell we will get every single thing throughout Sonic's history into it, like the combat roll from, Sonic Adventure 2. That's not something we're really
let's add the homing attack shield from Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah, things like that. Originally, my idea was let's try and take every little detail that we could from Sonic's past and add it in as an option and things for people to use in Infinity Plus. To an extent, that still applies to today, with the exception of characters, obviously, because that would prolong the production of this engine by like another year.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the ultimate Sonic game, more like the ultimate Sonic framework. Something that you can use that will have, like, if you want to make a fan game that has a feature or utilizes a feature of Sonic's past, this one should at least have it. But we're not going to get everything, even though it would be cool. Like, getting absolutely everything would be impossible. And even then, the things that we do have won't necessarily be the best. Like, there could be a feature or two that we have in here that has been done better elsewhere, like maybe in Dasher and Bumper.
Yeah, especially like one thing to note also is that Unreal Engine Sonic games versus Unity Sonic games are like apples and oranges because they're just two different engines. Mm-hmm. And that's something I've learned transitioning from Unity to Unreal is that things are just much harder to do in Unreal compared to Unity. But also there are easier things to do in Unreal. Like Unreal is really good for making things beautiful, obviously, animation wise, and sometimes their physics play nicer. It's a bit easier to just prototype things. But for instance, rolling, certain like moving around in 3D, that's actually just much harder to do in Unreal because you literally have to like cheat the engine to make it allow you to do it.
You have to wrestle with the physics engine of Unreal to allow you to do certain things, which is a lot more difficult in blueprinting than it probably is in scripted code. But like, as if you obviously if you script and do it that way, it probably is a lot easier
to an extent. Probably
Kia Hearts, it wasn't Orgun, it was Orban. It's it's the person who worked on the engine before us.
Orban was the original creator of Infinity Engine. So yeah, kind of like you could say it's the ultimate Sonic framework, but if you call it that, you're probably going to be disappointed because that's not something we're going to be able to achieve. Like, it's a cool goal, but it's not a goal we'll be able to achieve. That's not going to happen.
It's just another framework for people to use at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we want it out with mechanics, and then we flesh it out with loads of new custom mechanics.
Yeah, we want to give people options. My main goal in the very beginning was to give people as many options as they would ever need based on things of Sonic's past. That was my original vision and goal. And to an extent, that still holds true today. Like, we still try to add so many different options for people to do so many different things, like the Wisps in Silver. those are things that we wanted to add from the very beginning. Tails and Knuckles, those are things that we wanted to add to the very beginning. Combat was not something that we wanted to add from the beginning. There are a couple of things where we decided that we wanted to go out and experiment and try new things. Combat is 100% that. Combat is nothing but one giant experiment.
We just said to ourselves one day, what if combat in Sonic was a lot more fun?
Yeah.
Or like a lot more engaging.
I think what started that was that we started working on Tails and Knuckles, and we're like, oh, well, we had the team mechanic, and we're like, oh, let's give Knuckles a combat mechanic. We thought, well, let's just give every character combat, and we're like, well, fuck it, let's make a combat mechanic in general for every character.
And the ironic thing is they still don't have any attacks.
Yeah,
Tails
that's
and Knuckles,
the ironic thing.
Yeah, Tails and Knuckles don't. The reason they don't is because we wanted to make sure that if we were to add combat, we didn't want to just leave Sonic and Tails out to dry, because that was a huge problem with Sonic Heroes. Was it seemed like in terms of combat, power characters had all the options, while speed and flight characters were just purely like platform fodder, if that makes sense. They had options, but just not as much options as the combat or the power characters did. And
they weren't as fun.
Yeah, they weren't as fun in combat, and we wanted to make speed and flight characters fun in combat. And I don't think that having simple, like, 1-2 punch combos and stuff like that was going to work, because how combat works for a speed character and how combat works for a power character are probably going to be two very different things, simply because they play very differently at the end of the day. Power characters, while can still achieve high speed and they can platform, they do so differently than speed characters, and because of that, I thought that we would have to approach combat with speed characters also differently.
Yeah, we also approached it first with Sonic because Sonic had the most assets to work with.
That too.
That purely on a practical standpoint, that had a really big pull on that, because Knuckles didn't have as many animations and stuff, and Tails either.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but one of the things about the combat that got me the most excited was the fact that, of course, this is just the game developer in me talking. I get to design and create whole new systems for a playstyle that has not been, like, a whole new systems for a playstyle that haven't been created before. Like, we get to create something brand new for something that hasn't been experimented with a whole lot. And I'm just like, I want to test the waters and see what does and doesn't work. I want to see, like, if combat were to exist in a modern Sonic Boost game, how would it work? Like, what would we do? How would we go about approaching it? And that's something that I really wanted to experiment with. And
we're not exactly done yet with Sonic either. We actually have some more ideas we have, and obviously tweaks and fixes, but more ideas we had that we wanted to test out, but we actually kind of held off simply so that we could test what we have first at Sage and see if that's a good direction, because we don't want to go in a bad direction and then just have to remake everything. We want to, be smarter about it.
Yeah, we want to take Sage and use it as a testing ground. That's why we have the survey. We want to see what people think about it, because if people look at this and go, oh, this is dumb, why would you do it this way? Why not just go with a simple 1-2 combat system? Then we would have just added a whole bunch of work for nothing. So this allows us to experiment and, say, hey, here's an idea. If you like it, we'll continue working with this idea. If not, we'll just move on to something else,
Yeah, and our biggest gamble right now is like the homing attack modifier, specifically the homing delay. That's sort of like the linchpin in all of this, because the homing delay is what makes everything almost possible. And if people don't like either that or the homing attack modifiers in general, we can either drop it or have to change it a lot. And we don't want to go further with that concept until we know it's solid, at least.
Better safe than sorry. Yep, pretty much. Because I don't know about you. Of course, this is because, me and Emmanuel designed these abilities pretty much from the ground up. So obviously I'm going to sound biased whenever I say this, but I think that we've done a good job so far. I think that the way that we approached it was very smart.
Thoughtful, at least.
Thoughtful. Like we put a lot of thought into it. We had goals we wanted to achieve with it, and we designed our approach based on those goals and how we like moved forward with combat.
Yeah, and it took quite a few iterations to get some things right. Like the homing attack modifiers were broken. There's still like some bugs, but they're much more stable now.
There's a couple of modifiers that didn't make the cut, like the homing kick, for example.
Yeah, that one got. I don't think I'm going to bring that one back, and that's for the better.
There was like one other one I don't remember that we didn't end up using, that we didn't care for.
I don't think he ever made it.
Yeah, it never got out of the planning phase, essentially.
Oh, there was one we still want to do, which we're holding off, the skateboard one.
Yeah.
Skateboard with what?
Like the homing tackle.
Yeah.
Where you would tackle an enemy and then ride them.
Oh.
As like think Crash Twinsanity, where you ride Cortex down a slope. That's what we're thinking, but with egg ponds and shit.
Yeah, but like one concept we want to see if we can expand into is we like the idea of like the perch move, which Fizz can maybe show off, where if you hold down the drift button while homing attacking, you'll grab onto enemies and just kind of stick onto them. And one idea to posited to Fizz is that what if you hold down the perch button and then press a homing attack modifier button and you did a different move entirely, like holding on perch modified your homing attack modifier even further, giving you more moves.
We don't know if we're going to go with that direction yet, because it adds just an even extra layer of complexity to things. We don't want to see the perch go to waste, because it's fucking hilarious, and I love it.
Yeah, like it was funny because like we're like, perch will be cool, and I just sort of added in because it was actually really easy to. But then like people really liked it on Twitter and stuff, and that was really funny how enemies would kind of like. I guess Fizz could show it off when you perch on the egg beetle, beetle. They kind of.
Gun beetles do not like it whenever you perch on them, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Get him off!
Get him off!
The shout is hilarious.
We're probably going to make this more into a mechanic at some point, but at least for now, it's just sort of fun mechanic. And especially the shooting enemies, they all react the same way, where they try to shoot at you and it just doesn't work.
They just can't quite reach you, but it's hilarious with that guy the most. The gun beetle, the rapid fire gun beetle.
Yeah. So someone brought up the idea where like you perch onto an enemy and then you can actually momentarily control that enemy and like walk around with it and steer it around and cause it to attack its friends and stuff like that, which would be kind of fun. I don't know how useful it would be, but it'd be pretty fun.
I think
depends on how hard it would be to do. Sorry,
I was just gonna say honestly, what I think would have been the better thing is just if you perch on an enemy, you could just twist them, like not control them, just make them turn or something. Mm-hmm. So you can like pseudo aim where they would shoot.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like if you perch onto an enemy, you can then rotate the enemy around, and then like you can hit a button, like for example the crouch button, and Sonic would pop off and then kick the enemy into the direction that you aim them and potentially into other enemies. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's actually one of the ideas I did have. And maybe if you press square, they like fire once, and it launches. You press the action button, the boost button. He calls them to fire, like Sonic, like slams his fist down onto them to make them fire. And of course, he jumps off after they fire.
He does the Yoshi where Mario just hits Yoshi.
Yeah, piece of shit. And then they fire once.
Although I think taking control of an enemy would be something a flight character might do. Like, that would be pretty interesting. Like a flight character can like actually take control of an enemy and then
I just realized I've got 30,000 channel points now.
Nice.
I've got 30,050.
Like imagine if Tails like perched onto an enemy, like plopped down his Miles Electric and took control of the enemy, so he could like ride them and shoot them. That would technically implement the mech system that you so dearly wanted.
He still wants to be able to call in the Cyclone.
Okay, yeah, that's something I've always been talking about. Chat, bat me up here. Just think about it.
No, not happening.
Mute him.
No. Like you press a button and you call in an airstrike from Cyclone. And does an 18 gun like Warthog gun run on wherever you designate. You hear, and you also in the background you hear like, I want to fly high. Yeah.
It's like Call of Duty where you call in an airstrike and tactical nuke incoming.
Tails just cuts on his Mars Electric tactical nuke incoming.
But
Well, Tails, this will be an imbalance of power.
It was just a single egg pawn, Tails. Leave it alone. It must perish.
Crimson said, "You guys are doing a great job, in my opinion. There are a lot of things you added, but I assume he meant, but not adding far too much. So great job. Yep, thank you.
Not adding far too much, and then we're just talking about, Tails
Tactical nuke.
Tactical nukes.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of fanciful ideas, but like, luckily, we're not dumb enough to just add in literally every idea we have. We just like to talk about because it's still funny.
We did have that idea where you could deploy T-Pup and hack enemies. Although I think the perch would probably also be a good way of doing that. Like, you hack an enemy and you can manually control them. So imagine if you hacked into like an egg hammer and you just walked around and smacked around other enemies. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I now that I think about it, because I've kind of calmed down about the T-Pup idea, I actually like that idea more because it gives you more agency.
Yeah,
exactly, and
it gives you more control over the situation. And it allows you to like pick and choose which enemies that you can target and like use their abilities depending on which one it is that you grab. I go.
Oh, Crimson, have a good one, man.
Yep, you have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. And
and make sure to pick up the demo when Saturday rolls around.
Saturday rolls around. Sage 2020. You can either get the demo from the page or you can get the demo from the Game Jolt page, which is linked from the Sage. What?
No, yeah, it is September. Yeah, I said September 5th, and I'm like, wait, is it September? Yeah, it's September.
Do you remember? September.
I don't know.
Do you remember?
September's a great song.
I just remember that trailer song. I just remember it because of Guardians of the Galaxy.
I remember from Wii Music.
I remember it from Night at the Museum.
That too. Yeah.
But we all remember from somewhere different.
Okay, we should probably actually like close up shop. We had our little brain blast about Tails, which we should write down.
Yeah, we had a brain blast. That's what our think sessions look like, essentially. Also, I probably have groceries coming in here soon. I probably need to go and get ready to
but it's been fun talking with you guys. Thanks for, like always, major thanks for you guys for showing up, talking with us, and just all around just being great pals.
Yep. This was the last dev stream before Sage. I don't think we're going to be doing it like I considered doing a back-to-back dev stream, like we would do a dev stream next Monday and then the Monday after, but I don't think we're going to do that, considering next Monday is directly after Sage. We will leave the next dev stream for the 14th of next month.
Would you say, because I think we're going to take a small break.
Though, you can still do a dev stream like that
during Sage.
Yeah,
but we could do a dev stream, but like there wouldn't really be much for it, would there?
Yeah, the week of Sage we're going to be taking a break. But I do think that we're going to be doing obviously the Fan Game Friday as usual this Friday. But I think we're also going to be doing a bunch of small streams just throughout the next week, involving fan games from Sage. I might just like take an hour or two and play a couple of fan games from Sage, or later on in the day. Like next week could just be fan game week for Sage, because that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Probably all the next week is going to just be us playing games from Sage and probably streaming them.
Not sure what Sage is, but good luck. Sage stands for Sonic Amateur Games Expo. Essentially, it's an online expo where
Reese, can you get a link real quick?
People can.
I don't know why you get the actual link for it, to be honest, because
it's
got like two websites. It doesn't have a link.
It doesn't have a link yet. I'm pretty sure they created a website.
You're in the Discord now, K-Hearts.
Yeah, we can send you a link on the
just keep an eye out on the Discord, because I'm pretty sure Fizz will be posting when he's streaming stuff and all that sort of thing. But like, it's just full of Sonic fan games and some original IPs as well.
Use this for now.
It's a really fun time.
Yeah, you can use that link there. Sage is super fun. People upload their own original works, but a large majority of the works there uploaded are Sonic fan games. Someone created a Sonic version of Kirby's Dream Course. It was super cool. Sonic GT is going to be premiered there. So is the next Sonic World DX.
There's quite a lot of things going on.
A lot of things are going to be there. We're going to be there. So definitely look forward to that. Ooh, the next Sonic Battle R, Sonic Battle R version 3 is going to be there too. That's going to be super fun. But we will see everybody this coming Friday. Hope to see you on the next Fan Game Friday. We're going to be looking at more Sage games from last year, as well as just a couple of other fan games in general.
Yeah.
And we'll hope to see you next week, and we hope to see you at Sage. So, again, thank you for everybody for joining us, and we will see you all guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.